Okay, welcome tonight here in 2020. We're going to kick off, and I'm going to kick off with some tools maybe that you can use right off the bat in building your 2020 business with 7K. 7K is about to enter into that first phase of what I call Tasami growth or momentum growth. There's a lot of things that are going to happen with 7K this year, and so it's time for everybody to start building their businesses. Uh, when 7K first started, a little more than 3 years ago, up in Idaho Falls, Idaho, uh, it only started with people having about a 3 minute video uh, and maybe a couple of coins and no brochures, and a little bit of website, uh, and uh, uh, and a concept that we've done before, but uh, you know they just introduced it to people and said, "Hey, let's take a chance and look at all of the people from all walks of life, all kind of backgrounds, from Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, a little bit of eastern Washington, northern Utah, which is the vast majority of the businesses." Now, I knew somebody from Idaho. I knew one of the co-founders. So he called me. And so we got a little enclave here in Baton Rouge. And I called a few people in a couple of other states. And we took a chance. Okay. But we really weren't risking anything because most of us knew what a Costco was, what Amazon Prime was, or Sam's Club. And it just plain makes sense to own gold and silver. And if you're going to own gold and silver, you want to buy it at the lowest possible price. And so, learning just a little bit about that, uh, you, you you need to know a little bit so you can relate that to other people. And you say, if they could do it up there, why can't we do it right here? And yes, they got a silver uh, Rod Torgerson population of his city in Idaho. He's a rancher. So he doesn't have a lot of neighbors real close to him, but the population of the city closest to him where he lives is less than 200 people. And he's a silver making a six-figure income with 7K metals. And it really helps out his financial situation since he's about my age, maybe a little older, and really is in retirement, but can't afford to retire because Social Security and the ranch really wasn't paying enough, so he needed some extra money. And so this filled that bill. Bruce Harris, the truck driver, Idaho potato truck driver for over 33 years. Watched that video 50 times. Then decided to join. Now, by the way, he's the one that sponsored Rod Torgerson. Now, I'm on his left. So is Denon Nelson. So is Colleen Lee. so, so is Diane Graver. So is Chris Latin. So he's got a lot of volume on his left. So are the two new goals, Rural and Angel Morton. They're on their left because see, Diane sponsored Rural. And so learning a little bit about the stories of people are very important for your success. That's why I sent out recordings of calls, recent calls, for you to use to introduce people to, and also to use to verify the business with people or provide them more information. And believe it or not, you can call that up and listen to it 24/7. You can call a person and three-way them in. It's just like a live call, but it's recorded, so you can't talk back to it like some of us do when we're in a call. But when it's being recorded, no one can ask the question, and you can feel the questions at the end. So I want to talk a little bit about the tools. Okay. Now, obviously, a tool is a 1 ounce silver eagle. Now you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. I carry around 5 with me all the time in my pocket. Okay. And that's one of my tools. And of course, I'm never without a 7K brochure. I do not leave the house without a 7K brochure and my silver eagles. Okay. And of course, a name card with your website on it. Now you can use the 7K cards that you get with your premium package, or you could use one that you printed up that we've done before. But you want to have your website on it. Okay. So the only other tool you need is you. And so I'm going to talk to you about how I introduced 7K to people I know, and maybe even a total stranger that I'm going to have a little bit of time to talk to. And I'd like to do it and converse with a person, because I just did this again just yesterday, and but I'm going to talk you through the circumstance, so it takes a little bit longer in the training of it than the actual conversation. And so I'm going to call the person I'm meeting with Ken. Okay. And Ken and I are talking, we're having a cup of coffee, and we do whatever we met for, or meeting for, or doing. We talk about that first. But I know, and we're going to get to 7K. Now I'm going to show you how to transition into that. And if you're meeting with a person and they asked you to meet with them, that is the perfect time, because they have an agenda. They have something they want to talk to you about or go over. And so you attend to that first, and you give them the 100% of your attention. Okay. Because you're showing them that you care. Okay. People do not care what you say until they know how much you care. And that's a true statement. So Ken and I's been having a cup of coffee, and we've talked a little bit, and I get around to it, and I say, well, Ken, are you retired yet? Are you still working? What are you doing? I want to know a little bit about Ken. And I asked him that question. He responds back. I said, how well prepared are you for retirement? Let's say they retired. And I said, well, what's the next 20 years look like to you? I mean, are you fully prepared to meet anything, and you're going to be able to live comfortably and happily in the next 20 years? I mean, you guaranteed, that for a fact, guaranteed? And what are most people going to say? No, obviously. I said, well, I'm not trying to pry, but I mean, I'm retired, but I got a retirement, I got a pension check, I got Social Security. My wife gets Social Security, and I've got some savings and some investments like that. How well are you prepared? The reason I asked this, Ken, is because some things are happening, and I've found out some things, and I'd like to share them with you. One of the things I found out was I looked back about 10 years ago, and I saw my automobile insurance was about half of what I'm paying today. How about you? What's your automobile insurance doing? I mean, 10 years ago today, is it doubled? You know, have you looked at your electric bills, water, sewer bills? You know, if you go back 10 years, you look at it today, man, some of those things are more than doubled. But you know, our Social Security check, I don't know about yours, but mine, it certainly isn't doubling next year. I mean, I've been on Social Security for more than 10 years, and that sucker ain't hardly gone up a few bucks. You know, how about you? How about your? I mean, does your pension check automatically increase at the rates that our food and all these costs are increasing on us? You know, if it keeps going at this rate, heck, we're gonna have to go back to work. uh, you know, and if you're still working, you know, you're working hard, you're putting it away. For a person that's still working, you say, you know, relate to them. I mean, are you prepared for this, or do you want to go back to work when you retire? So you have a few questions and you relate to things. I'm not showing them anything in here, but this is the first part of your wealth strategies. But we're having a conversation. I'm not presenting anything to him, but I am presenting things to him or her. And it doesn't matter who I'm talking with. Then, after you have that little conversation about how all kind of costs are increasing and how we're really not prepared to handle that in the next 10 years, because 98% of people are not prepared. Okay. Then I pull out this silver coin out of my pocket or your purse and say, you know, here, Ken, put it in your hand. Or if you got two, you put two. Or if you got five, don't use more. Don't do like, I mean, Richard sticks a whole flop in them, but that's a different technique right there. I'm trying to teach you how to talk very casually to people, how you come into the back door and they don't even know they're being prospected. Okay? That's what I'm trying to teach you. And so when I tell you it takes you 2 years to put 10 hours into this a week to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques, this is what I'm talking about. And if you're not putting the 10 hours a week in on my job description, you will never learn to do what I'm teaching you to do and never be able to prospect the number of people that others are prospecting. So if you feel your business is going slow, that's why you need to do the job description, learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques. And then you need to play this video over and over and over until you can do it. Okay? Now, you take that coin, you ask them to hold their hand out, you put it in the hand, and you put it in their hand, and you let them hold that sucker. Okay? And if they try to give it back to you, you know, you say, just hold on to it. And you look at that and ask them, what is that? Most people are going to say it's silver dollar, or most people are going to say it's a silver coin, or, you know, I don't know. Regardless of what they say, you say, you know, most people call that a silver dollar. But if you look kind of real close at that thing, you know, it does say $1 on it. And, you know, it actually contains 1 ounce of 999 pure silver in it. So you have 1 ounce of pure silver in your hand. Now, let me ask you a question. We just kind of talked about a little bit of finances and things like that, and how long, you know, if we're going to have enough to get through retirement. How much silver and gold do you own physically? besides what's in your jewelry? I mean, this, like this, bullion. How much silver and gold do you physically own and control? And most people say no. And you say, don't worry about that. 98% of Americans are in the same boat. They, I mean, they all understand the value of silver and gold, but they want it, but they don't have it. And it's a shame. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, I'm going to tell you how I do it, because it's me. Now, this part you're going to have to, if you don't, most of you don't have an MBA. I do. But if you don't have an MBA, you can say, look, I'm going to tell you what I've just learned just recently. And I learned it from people who have degrees. Like Bob Reid, he has an MBA. He graduated #1 from LSU with his program. So a pretty smart guy. Well, what I tell him is, look, I'm just like you. We all been taught. We all been told, save money, put 10% away, just have it taken out of your check. Don't even look at it. Go over there into that employee savings program. Go in there to the IRA or CD or mutual fund. Or that's what we've all been taught, right? We've been told that from day one, right? Yeah. Now, see, this is a perfectly normal conversation you can have with anyone, because what I just said is the facts of life, and they can all relate to that. So I say, I found out that I have an MBA, and I did the same thing, but I found out years ago that we all are being brainwashed and lied to by people who want to get rich off of us, you and me. The banks want us to keep our money in the bank so they can use our money to loan to people and make money off our money. But they don't pay us hardly anything. What do you earn on your money in the bank? Even some people have to pay money to have a checking account today. And they're always telling you to buy stocks, mutual funds. That's now all these financial advisors and all these people telling you to do that. But why are they telling us that? Because they make commissions. And then they say, well, it's up, you got to sell it. It's down, you got to sell it. Well, every time you sell it, they make commissions. They get rich off us. They aren't trying to help you and me. They really aren't. They sell an annuity and they say, oh, I'm not, there's no commissions on annuity. Liars. It's in the annuity. And the mutual fund fees are in the mutual funds. And so there's tons of our money being taken from us every day, either overtly or covertly. And so then I say, I'm going to tell you what I've learned. That silver and gold we were just talking about, who do you think owns all the silver and gold in the world? Most of the time, they're just blank, like I just did. And what you say, what I've learned? More than 98% is owned by countries, banks, and the super wealthy people in the world. That's who owns it. Now, if they own it, what do you think you and I we ought to have a little bit of it, huh? Now, why do they own it? They own it to truly diversify. Now, we've always heard that word diversify. But always like, buy this stock, this mutual fund, that's not real diversification. Real diversification is having paid up real estate and gold and silver in your hand and art and collectibles. That's real diversification. Yeah. But we hadn't been taught that. See, they've been brainwashing us and lying to us. Well, let me tell you what, everybody needs to own some of this right here. And now you put that in their hands. They've got it in their hand. They're holding it. And you're just pointing to it, that silver coin, that 1 ounce of silver. and you tell them about the example of the 1965 Ford Mustang and the $1 bill. Okay? And now you got your other tool. What's your other tool? You can pull it out of your purse or your wallet. It's that $1 bill. And so now you holding this, they're holding this. Okay? And you say, you could have had 2,500 of those 1 ounce coins or 2,500 of this pieces of paper here they call currency. Took it to that Ford store in 1965, you could have bought a brand new Ford Mustang. Now see what they've been telling us to save is all this junk. Every year, they put 10% in the bank, put 10% in the mutual fund, 10% all, it don't matter, but it's this, it's all paper. Even stocks are paper. They're not real money. So they have put that over there, and we putting that over there. Now, you know, where's all yours? You got this stuff, don't you? You don't have to wait for the answer. Just, they already know that. You know that too. Okay? And you say, now look, let's fast forward to the day we retired or we already retired. Now we need new set of wheels, new car. We go draw out 2,500 of this out of that CD, mutual fund, 401k, IRA, or whatever, or we have to wait for 2 months worth of Social Security checks because you ain't going to get 2,500 in your Social Security check. And so you got to wait. And you take $2,500 down there to that Ford store and you tell them you need a new set of wheels. And they say, well, that's a good down payment. You got 72 more months to pay. Which one do you want? You say, no, you don't understand. I need a car. And I said, oh, no, that won't do it. But if you want just the wheels, I can tell you the wheels and the hubs, and that $2,500 ought to do it. But see, Ken, that silver coin you got in your hand, that same silver coin that would have bought that brand new Ford Mustang back in 1965, if you'd have been saving some of this or buying a little bit of it, 2, 3, 5 coins every week or 10 coins a month or, you know, something like that, whatever you could afford, just like that 10% you're putting away, if you're buying some of this, then, and today you need a new set of wheels, and you take that 2,500 ounces of silver, that same 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, but you've been collecting it, now you built it up. You can take that and you can buy 2 brand new Ford Mustangs with this, but you can't even buy the wheels with this. That's why you need to own some of this. And you just retired, you got all your stuff in paper, you need to do what I've just done. I've converted a lot of this paper into this gold and silver stuff. And let me show you why. Now you pull out your 7K book, okay? And you go to 1 page. Your whole presentation is 1 page right there. And you say, now look what I've learned. When they started printing this paper up in 1913, it would buy $1 worth of goods and services. But look, just in a short 100 years to 2013, that same piece of paper will only buy a nickel's worth of those same goods and services. And today, 2020, it doesn't even buy a penny's worth. Now, why is that? Well, we've heard the terms inflation, deflation, stagnation, got to pay for wars, got a stock market crash. Well, those things happen, they affect it, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is who prints this stuff up? The government and banks, you got it. The government and banks. Oh, that's those people that want us to put our this with them, right? Yeah. Uh, Look here. Now, I know you know a little bit about economics. The government spends a lot more than it takes in every year and has been doing it for decades and decades now. But lately, this last decade, they really been going off the hill, hadn't they? Now, every time they print more of this stuff up to pay for what they spent last year, what happens to all this that you got in your CDs, your IRAs, your 401ks, and stocks? It gets diluted like tea. It's like you made some great tasting tea. It's there, man, it's good and it's tea. And your wife says, you tell your wife, you got a whole slew of company coming in the next 2 minutes, and you can't make tea in 2 minutes. So she grabs a gallon of water and pours it into that 2 quarts of tea. Oh, what happened? It looks like tea, but still tastes like water. Well, that's what is happening to our money. See, it isn't that it cost of electricity went up. It isn't the cost of water went up. It isn't the cost of sewer went up. It's not really inflation. It's dilution. That's the main fact of them printing up all that money and why it buys less and less and our salaries don't go up. So, just over this last 10 years, did your salary go up as much as all these things we just talked about? No. Now, what do you think is going to happen in the next 10 years? Your pension isn't going to go up. Your Social Security isn't going to go up. Are you even going to be able to eat? Wouldn't you like to live the same lifestyle you're living today, 10 years from now in your retirement? You better have some gold and silver. Now, if you're going to buy gold and silver, would you rather pay? I mean, I know you hear it on TV all the time. You hear about Lear Capital, you hear about Rosalind Capital, you hear Blanchard and Company, Swiss America, Gold Line, all these companies, they spend millions and millions of dollars on TV advertising. Buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver, but the average person can't buy it from them. And they don't. Do you think they sell it to you at a good price? Heck no. They spend all them millions of dollars. But they'll give you a loan to buy it. And when you pay off the loan at their high interest rate, then they'll ship you whatever you bought. Oh, yeah. They won't let you buy it on credit. Well, anyway, I found out from a lot of people that I respect and know. Now, I don't say that, but you need to say that. Okay. And then that way you can put me on. You can use my name. That way you can put me on the phone with them then. Okay. And I'll be able to talk with them. And there's some verification and validity there because you already told them my name, told them a little bit of the credentials I have. And so there you go. I buy gold and silver now. I'm going to tell you what I tell because it's the truth. Okay. But many of you probably can't do this. Okay. I tell people, look, I've been buying gold and silver for over 30 years, ever since I found this fact out. And I've been building a percentage of my net worth into gold and silver and paid up property and paid up real estate because that's what the wealthy people do. You can tell people that that's what you've learned and you learned it from me. Okay. And then I can help you out with them. So, I have been buying after I bought a lot and earned a lot of gold and silver back in the early 90s. In between time, I've been buying my gold and silver and accumulating more from a company called kitco.com. Y'all write that down, KITCO.com. That company's been in business for a long time. Do you think I'd buy from Goldline, Rosslyn Capital, Lear Capital, or any of those companies? I mean, I got more brains than that. Kitco.com, you're going to go, if y'all ever want to know something about gold and silver, go there. It's got all the charts, all the history. It's got everything. Now, and I like to tell people that I'm talking to about that, because when they check Kitco.com out, they're going to find that company's been in business for over 35 years. Very reliable. Because if I'm going to buy online from somebody, I want to know when I send them my money, I'm going to get my silver in my hand, and I'm going to get real silver, and I'm not going to get some fake stuff. So that's why I bought from them from all that time. And it's still accumulating. Okay. I can also sell back to Kitco because they got a buy and a sell price there, just like 7K does, by the way, y'all. And so I know if I ship my silver to Kitco, because I got to ship it to them for them to buy it. Otherwise, I got to take it to the pawn store or the gold and silver market. And then it's who can negotiate real good. I'm a pretty good negotiator, so I don't have any problem with that. But I got a trusted source there that I can deal with. It's pretty easy. And so, I chipped it there. But, for the last almost 4 years now, I've been buying my gold and silver from a place that there's no minimums and no maximums. So I could buy 2 coins, 10 coins, 100 coins, and I get it for less than what I could buy at Kitco if I bought 500 ounces. See, that's your best price at Kitco. It's 500 ounces. Now, say you 10, they'll say you 1, but it ain't cheap. See, they got a volume price scale, okay? And so, you could buy from there. That's a good place to buy from. But me, I like buying it the best price I can get it. How about you? What do you think most people say? Of course. I said, well, you ever heard of Amazon.com? They said, yeah. So most people have. Are you a member of Amazon Prime? I mean, I am. Are you a member of Sam's? Are you a member of Costco? Most people say, yeah. Now, I just happened to meet for the first time yesterday when I did this. Ken wasn't a member of any of them. Not Amazon Prime, not Sam's, not Costco. And if you run into a person like that, you can do what I did. I said, well, maybe you'll rethink that, because I think everybody should be a member of Costco. Now, the reason I do, and I'm probably one of Costco's best salesperson, is they have the highest quality gasoline in the marketplace. And I know that. I'm a chemical engineer, and I developed fuel additives that go into it. So I know what's in Exxons, I know what's in Chevrons, I know what's in Shells, I know what's in every one of those out there. And I understand fuel additive packages. And a lot of fuels, a lot of regular, do not even have it. But with ethanol in your gasoline, because it eats up your fuel system and even your burning system, you need rust corrosion inhibitors, you need stabilizers, you need antioxidants, and you need gum preventers. It prevents gum from foaming out of the gasoline inside the engine. And so you need this additive package. It gives you more gas mileage and reduces the amount of maintenance you're going to have on your car. So it saves money. So it's worth having the additive package in your gasoline. But more than that, Costco guarantees within a 2-mile radius that you can save 10 cents a gallon on their gasoline. 10 cents a gallon. Now, I know most people go over there and they just get the cheap membership, the $60 regular membership. Crazy. They need to get the executive membership. They get the executive membership. It's I think 125, 130. I don't care what it is. But they get that, like I did, and you get 4% rebate on your gasoline. Now you're getting the cheapest gasoline, you're getting the highest quality gasoline because all theirs has top tier additive packages in it, and it's 10 cents a gallon cheaper than anywhere else. Now a lot of you don't have a Costco around, so you have to just talk about the story, my story, okay? Or you might have a Sam's, but it's not the same. Trust me. I used to be a member of Sam's. Well, anyway, I'd say, I remember that, and I bought my membership, but you know why? Because they pay me to buy gas there. And he says, what? Because he doesn't live too far from Costco. And I said, yeah, they pay me. You know how I know? I said, well, I'm buying an executive membership. I'm going to get 4% back. I'm saving 10 cents, but forget about my savings. Just say it costs the same as everywhere else of what you're buying right now. You got 2 vehicles, right? Yep. What do you got? I got a truck. How many miles you put on a year? He says, oh, somewhere between 5 and 6, maybe 7, but 5,000. I said, well, let's use 5,000. You got a vehicle. Yep, my wife. About how many miles you put on that? He said, oh, about 10,000 or a little more. I said, yeah, that's about average. Most people put about 12,000 on. So let's be real conservative here, Ken, and let's say 15,000 miles between your 2 vehicles. You put all year long on them. And let's say I'm going to be generous and say you average 30 miles to the gallon. I know you don't do that, okay? But that's 30 miles a gallon. Let's divide 30 miles a gallon into 15,000 miles per year. You're going to buy 500 gallons of gasoline. Yeah, 30 into 15,000. See, I like doing easy math, and if you use my numbers, you don't even have to figure it out. Okay, 500 gallons of gasoline. And let's say you average $2 a gallon. I know you probably pay more than that, but let's just say that. That's $10,000. 2 times 500. Okay. And if I get a 4% rebate, and they send me cash, by the way, cash and a check at the end of the year, 4% rebate, 4% of $10,000, $400. My executive membership cost me $150, $160. I don't care what it costs. It costs somewhere around there. I don't even remember anymore because I just get it. Well, I get the cheapest gasoline, the best gasoline, and they pay me to buy gasoline there. I come out really ahead, and my membership's paid for. Boy, he wrote that down so quick. He said, tell me about this again. I said, wait a minute now, Ken. Don't you go getting a membership over in Costco until I can take you or meet you over there, because they're going to give you a $60 rebate, and they're going to give me $40 for telling you about it and bringing you in to become a member. Now, I must be one of the best Costco salespersons that Costco doesn't hire, because I've been a member since day one they opened here, because I couldn't wait till they opened in Baton Rouge. But now I can only get 10 of those $40 a year. Boy, it used to be, I must have had 50 people or more join Costco with me telling them this story in Baton Rouge. Well, Ken, do you know what 50 times 40 is? That's 2,000. How would you like to have an extra $2,000 in your pocket over for the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? He said, well, why not? I said, but see, don't you go over there and join without calling me up, and I'll meet you there. Okay. He said, okay, I won't do that. But man, I'm going to tell my wife about this. I said, yeah, but it's even better than that. Because see, everything you buy in there, you get great quality stuff, and you get great prices, and they give you a rebate. on all those purchases. And then you get 1%, 2%, 3%, and 4%. And at the end of the year, they send you money. They send you money back. So I get paid to be a member of Costco. He said, that's pretty cool. And I said, that's the way Costco started their business. People telling people. He says, that's right. I never hear an advertisement for Costco. I said, they're not going to advertise. That's expensive. That's expensive stuff. Because if they advertise, it's only because their membership is going down to support what they have, and they need to advertise, tell people about the membership, come get one. But they actually depend on me and people like you when you become a member to tell other people about it. I just so happen to know numbers, and that's the easiest way. Now, you remember we talked about gold and silver? I told you I've been buying from this place called 7K Metals for the last 4 years because it's a membership like Costco, like Amazon Prime. Hey, I know you're not a member of Amazon Prime, but you know what happened? Amazon Prime came into business a little over 20 years ago. And they were selling books online, but they said they're going to start selling everything, but everybody laughed. Nobody, I even did. and let's look at it today. Do you know they put Sears out of business? They put Sears out of business. And when I first joined Amazon Prime more than a decade ago, if I told other people about Amazon Prime, they'd give me credit. In other words, I'd have so much off here and so much off. Yeah, every time I sold somebody, I'd get what I call dollar bills credit. So when I bought stuff and it was convenient, I got free shipping. So I told a lot of people and they joined and I got a lot of credit, kind of like my Costco thing. He said, man, that just plain makes sense. And I said, yeah. Well, 7K Metals, where I buy, they have membership, and I get to buy at cost. No minimums, no maximums. And guess what? You won't see them advertised. You ever heard of them? Nope. You asked anybody around, they ain't never heard of them either. He said, well, what's that website? I said, no, hold on here. I said, now, look, I'm telling you about it. So when I give you a website, it's going to be my website. See, because I buy from my own website as a member. They give me a website. I get to buy any of these. I get to buy bullion at cost. I get to buy a lot of specialty products. I get to buy some numismatics if I want, but those aren't at cost. They got some retail products and they got some cost products. But there are other membership benefits. Okay. And then I pull out my third tool, okay? Now, you can do it a little bit in the booklet, but I'm going to share my screen with you now and show y'all the other tool that you've got to have with you, and I've sent it out to everybody on my email distribution. It's called Membership Benefits. And I say, now, see here, this benefit right here is where we get all the bullion that you have your benefit. And then, I have my website I told you about. If you don't want to join and be a member, well, you can still buy gold and silver and a lot of products there, but you get a good price, but you don't get the cost price. So it's kind of like a discount off retail. And then, I participate in the auto saver because I like these. Actually, I want to make money with this because I'm telling you about 7K, and just like Costco, they will pay me when you join, okay, with their system. They have a pretty neat system. I kind of like it. And if you want to make some big extra part-time money, that's available. But they have this travel. I mean, y'all like to travel. You like to take vacations. Well, do you want to travel at cost, or you want to pay Priceline.com or all those Travelocity and all those other online? I mean, that's where most people book anyway. Well, why not book at their cost? because they get from the same place. And so you can get a free membership, and then you get these travel dollars. You can take up to, you can't travel for free, but you can get up to 50% off the actual wholesale price of the booking. Oh, anyway, no, you get a lot. You got a lot of benefits in your membership cost. And then, I was telling you about the rare and limited numismatic coins. They got a lot of that. Now, if you want to treat it like a business like me, if you're still paying income tax on your pension and your Social Security and all that, isn't that crazy? Well, you could treat this like I am, kind of like a home-based business, and you get great benefits. And instead of paying tax dollars, you have your tax dollars buy you wealth, buy you some gold and silver, and accumulate and increase your financial position. And, well, there's a whole bunch of other benefits here, that's there, but we'll meet at another time and we can go over that when we got a lot of time. But what I wanted to really tell you about and give you the information, and is the different memberships that they have. And then I turn to the only other page in my book, the memberships. Okay. And that's where you got them all right there across. I should have had it tagged for you. That page. I say, now, if you're just interested in buying gold and silver, that's called a customer, and that's $199 a year. I tell them right up front. But you're going to get some things with that. You're going to get a collectible coin, that gem coin, and you're going to get a travel savings dollars card, and you're going to get some benefit, and you get your websites that you buy from yourself at. That's kind of like I went up to Costco and got a membership. You go up to Costco, you got a membership. We go our separate ways. Okay. But I'm around here and you can call me and ask me any questions. That's that. But a person that's kind of tiptoeing in, wants to look at it as a business, doing it part-time or making big-time income, well, they have what is called a standard plus, because, you got all kind of tools, that website tools and training tools and things like that, and education tools that help. And that one's $359 in a year. But you can renew, just like Costco, you can change from year to year what you want. But if you really want to do this, like I have been doing, making a lot of extra part-time money and building up wealth, there's a total business pack. It's about $1,100 value, but you can get it for $499. And this is all what you get with it. Okay. So, you just decide which membership you want, or you want to look and get a lot more details, and then ask me, or we meet at another time and I can give you a whole bunch more information. But basically, right now, which way are you leaning? Just kind of be a member, because I know you want to buy some gold and silver. Now, notice, I didn't give them an open-ended question. I gave a question that presumed a positive answer. Okay. And so now you need to learn how to do that. I don't say, well, do you want to join? No. Okay. And so then you move to, which membership are you actually leaning at right now? And Ken said, well, be honest with you, Bob, the 199, that kind of seems, something I need to do. But I want to know more about that 499, this thing. How much money are you making? Are people making money in this thing? I said, well, the company started in Idaho Falls, Idaho. You know where Idaho is? That's up there in the Midwestern Rocky Mountain state, way up there, top of the country. I said, not many people over there, but that's where it's headquartered. That's where it's at. And it started there, and there's a lot of ranchers and truck drivers and people from all walks of life, just like you and me. They're in it, and ton of them are making 500 extra a week, 1,000 extra a week. Yeah, I said a week. And they moved over to Montana, kind of right there by Yellowstone, all the same place. And they got this young lady. I mean, she was a dental assistant, and she just wanted to buy gold and silver and start in, but she told a pastor that was retiring, couldn't make it, wanted to go job. They just decided to do it as a business. And she's what is called a silver in the business. She's making about 3,500 a week. And so and he said, well, we're not salespeople. I said, she wasn't either. She couldn't even hardly talk to anybody. She's so shy and introvert, but she seemed to talk about gold and silver after she was making money. I said, well, let me ask you, Ken, if you were making $1,000 a week in this and you were buying gold and silver, would you just be quiet about it, or would you tell a lot of people about it? He said, well, shoot, probably couldn't get my mouth to shut up. I said, well, see, you answered your own question. And so, there's a lot more. What I'm going to do. And he said, man, I can't wait I didn't even tell my wife. And I said, well, look, you take this brochure, but here, give me your phone number. I saw he had his iPhone there, or smartphone. So I pull this out, and I said, let me send you a little video. You watch it. It's going to summarize this book. In other words, it's going to have somebody talking exactly what's on this book. Okay, every page. And they'll talk a little bit. They'll talk a little bit about some of the people, how they pay you if you want to tell other people about it. And they also have a little part at the end, which you see Colleen Lee. You'll probably even see my face. And about us is earning some extra money and having fun. Earning extra money and having fun, telling people that they need to own gold and silver, just helping educate people, helping people improve their financial lives, helping everybody prepare for their future retirement, having everybody change things. Because see, this silver, now I ask him to put it in my hands, take it back from him, and I say, you see this? That's real wealth. That's God's money. You got it. The government doesn't even know you own it. That's something I like. And that's something you'd like. The government seems to want to know more and more about everything we do and everything we got today, don't they? Well, I like them not knowing the dadgum thing about me if I could. But I'll tell you what. He said, well, where you keep yours? I said, I ain't telling. I said, and you shouldn't either. But I'll tell you one thing. I've got a safe. I've got a security system. In fact, Ken, I can go right here, look at my house, my front door, around my house. I can look inside my house. If I'm in Mexico, somebody comes in my house, I know it. But they ain't going to get anything but things laying around, but they ain't going to get no gold and silver. Okay? Because by the time I see that they got in my house, it's less than 2 minutes. The sheriff's at my front door because they just live right around the corner from me, their office. Okay. But that's okay. I got a state trooper. I got a Homeland Security officer. I've got 2 policemen, and they're all my neighbors. So we probably don't have that kind of problem. But anyway, you don't tell people where you keep it. That's for sure. Anyway, Ken, it's been great. I'm sorry I took a little bit of extra of your time up today, but man, this is exciting to share with people. It's just exciting. And he said, "Yeah, I learned a lot. We got to meet again." I said, "Well, I look forward to it. Give me a call." Now, I've got his number because I put him in my phone and I saw him ding and he got my link for the video. And it's the video I emailed all of you on this call, where I spliced together the wealth strategy. Well, I had it spliced together. Wealth strategies, how share to earn, and the income testimonies video. Splice them all three together. It's on a YouTube link. And so, and I sent y'all the email with that, and I put it in a text message. And it's really, here's the video I told you I'd share with you. Take a look at it. And I said, now you look at that and your wife look at it and let's get back together. Okay? So that's how you share this business with people you know, people you're just meeting, people you get introduced to, and you find the opportune times, but you never pass up an opportunity to put the coin in their hand, ask them a question, and show them one piece of information about that graph, ask them how much gold and silver they have, and wouldn't they like to buy it at cost where you're buying yours from? And you hadn't went and jumped on, do you want to get rich and make $10,000 a week? And they start pushing you away because they already heard that thing about 5 or 6 times from weight loss pills to nasty tasting juices to anything else, okay? And you're going to be much more successful, even if you kind of go back around the horn again. Remember, in my system, 7 times you'll talk to everybody on your list. And 7 times 7 is what you're going to end up really talking to them 49 times. And they're all going to end up in your business. Okay, I am going to, and I thank you for your time. I thank you for your attention. I'm going to stop this recording right now.